Have you noticed this? Every January, millions of people across the world rush to write down bold, ambitious goals. Lose 20 pounds. Save $10,000. Read 50 books this year. Sounds powerful, right? But then, what happens? January explodes with energy. February begins to wobble. And by March, most people have already quit. The gyms are empty. The journals collect dust. The goals, forgotten. So here's the real question. Why do a few people create extraordinary results, while the majority fall back into the same old patterns? The answer is sharper than you think. You don't fail because you lack goals. You fail because you lack systems. Goals are fragile. They're like a match, bright for a moment, then gone. Systems are different. They're like an oil lamp, steady, patient, powerful enough to light an entire lifetime. And that's why day 6 in our Stoic transformation is the turning point. It's the moment you stop chasing goals and start building systems that make success inevitable. So stay with me until the end of this video, because today's lesson may be the missing piece that locks your discipline into place forever. And if you haven't watched the map of the 7-day Stoic transformation yet, make sure you go back and see it. It will give you the full blueprint of this journey. Now, let's begin. Part 1. The Stoic Mindset. Why systems outperform goals. The Stoics understood this truth more than 2,000 years ago. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. He never woke up and declared, "Today my goal is to be wise." Instead, he returned to his system. Every morning and every night, he wrote in his journal. He questioned his own thoughts. He reminded himself of discipline, mortality, and purpose. It wasn't a goal that shaped him into a wise ruler. It was the system he followed, again and again, until wisdom became his nature. Now picture Seneca. He didn't say, "One day I will be resilient." He built resilience by practice. He wore rough clothes, ate plain meals, and exposed himself to discomfort on purpose. He wrote letters every single day, sharpening his mind and clarifying his values. Resilience wasn't something he chased. It was forged through daily habits, through a system designed to prepare him for every storm. And then there is Epictetus. Born a slave, crippled in body, but unbreakable in spirit. He didn't rise from chains to become a teacher of emperors by setting a goal on a piece of parchment. He rose by repeating small actions, by training his mind every single day, by practicing what he preached until philosophy became the very air he breathed. Do you see the pattern? For the Stoics, goals were never the focus. Virtue, wisdom, strength. These were the byproducts of a system of consistent action. Goals are fragile. They rely on mood, on chance, on bursts of motivation. But systems carry you when your emotions betray you. Systems turn effort into identity, and identity, that is destiny. So if you want lasting change, don't ask, "What's my goal today?" Ask instead, "What system am I committed to every single day, whether I feel like it or not?" Because in the end, Marcus was right. You don't become what you say you'll be. You become what you repeatedly do. Part 2. Systems beat motivation. Motivation feels powerful, doesn't it? It's the spark that gets you moving, like the sound of drums at the start of a great march. But here's the problem: motivation fades. It cannot carry you through a lifetime. Think about it. How many mornings have you woken up full of fire? You write down a long list of tasks. You tell yourself, "Today, nothing will stop me." And yet, by noon, the fire is gone. The list is abandoned, and you feel the weight of failure pressing in again. Why? Because motivation is an emotion, and emotions are unreliable. They rise, they fall, they vanish without warning. What you need isn't another wave of motivation. What you need is a system. A system doesn't ask for your permission. It doesn't care if you're tired, if it's raining, or if you feel like it. A system is automatic. It's built into your day like breathing. Not, I'll try to go to the gym 3 times this week, but at 7 a.m. every single morning, I put on my shoes and I move my body. Notice the difference. The first relies on motivation. The second relies on identity. You don't need to want to work out. You just step into the rhythm you've created. The system carries you forward. And here's the magic. When systems are repeated long enough, they stop being something you do. They become who you are. You are no longer the person trying to lose weight. You are the healthy one. You are no longer the person who wants to write. You are the writer. Motivation may get you started, but systems transform you. They don't just change your actions. They reshape your identity. And identity, that's what endures when the fire of motivation burns out. So the next time you feel your willpower slipping, remember this truth. You don't need to chase motivation. You need to fall back on your system. Because systems are the bridge between who you are today and who you're destined to become. Part 3. Design your environment. Here's a secret the Stoics understood. Discipline is not just about willpower, it's about design. Because no matter how strong you think you are, if your environment pulls you toward weakness, eventually you will fall. But if your environment pulls you toward strength, you don't even have to think. You simply live inside the current of discipline. Think about your own life. You say you want to eat better, but your kitchen is full of junk food. Every time you open the fridge, temptation stares back at you. That isn't weakness. That's design failure. Now imagine something different. No chips, no soda, no candy in sight. Instead, fruit on the counter, water ready in a glass, nuts and clean snacks within reach. Suddenly, eating well feels easy, not because you're stronger, but because the system makes it automatic. The same applies everywhere. Want to read more? Don't just set a goal, set the stage. Put a book where your phone usually sits. So when your hand reaches out of habit, it lands on wisdom instead of distraction. Want to waste less time online? Delete the apps that trap you. Remove the triggers that steal your hours. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And what are your thoughts dyed with every day? Your environment. Here's the truth. We fall to the level of our systems, and our systems are shaped by the spaces we live in. So design your space with intention. Make it harder to fall into temptation. Make it easier to rise into discipline. Don't rely on willpower, it's fragile. Rely on design, it's permanent. Every object around you is either an anchor or a chain. Either it pulls you forward into the person you want to be, or it drags you back into the habits you swore you'd leave behind. So look around. What needs to go? What needs to be placed where your future self can reach for it effortlessly? Remember, the strongest warriors don't fight against temptation all day long. They build a battlefield where victory is inevitable. Part 4. Triggers and routines. The human brain loves patterns. It craves rhythm. It seeks routine. That's why habits, good or bad, become so powerful. They slip beneath thought. They run on autopilot. And they shape your life without asking for permission. Now, here's the secret. If you want to change your life, you don't need to fight your brain. You need to train it. You need to link the new habits you want to the old routines you already do. This is what I call the trigger principle. Think about brushing your teeth. You already do it every morning without fail. Now attach a new habit to it. Right after brushing, sit down, close your eyes, and breathe for 2 minutes. Congratulations. You've just created a meditation practice. Or take your morning coffee. Instead of scrolling on your phone, make it the trigger. Coffee first. Then write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Simple, automatic, powerful. Even after dinner, you can use the trigger. As soon as you put down the fork, step outside and walk for 10 minutes. No thinking, no deciding, just routine. The Stoics practiced this without calling it by name. Marcus Aurelius turned each evening into a trigger for reflection. Epictetus used daily conversations with his students as a trigger for philosophical exercise. Seneca used the arrival of night as a trigger to examine his conscience, line by line. Why? Because they knew transformation doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from small actions, repeated until they become part of your identity. Here's the beauty. Once a trigger is set, your brain stops resisting. It doesn't ask, "Should I do this?" It simply obeys the pattern. So build your life around triggers and routines. Stack habits like bricks until they form the fortress of your discipline. Because every action you tie to a trigger is one less decision you have to fight for. And every routine you build becomes another stone in the foundation of your character. In the end, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the strength of your routines. Part 5. Rewards and consequences. Every system needs fuel, and that fuel is not motivation, it's reinforcement. Even the Stoics, who valued reason above all, understood the psychology of incentives. Seneca often practiced what he called voluntary discomfort. He would sleep on the floor, wear rough clothing, and eat the simplest meals, not to punish himself, but to remind his mind, "If I lose everything, I can still endure. If I grow soft, I will suffer." You see, discipline sharpens when there are consequences, and progress deepens when there are rewards. So how can we use this today? If you complete your weekly target, give yourself a reward that nourishes you. Not a mindless indulgence, but something meaningful. A walk in nature, a special meal with loved ones, a moment of gratitude for your own effort. And if you break your system, don't hide from it. Add a consequence. Do an extra workout. Cut one indulgence. Spend an hour journaling about why you slipped. Rewards remind you that progress matters. Consequences remind you that regression has a cost. Together, they keep the system alive. But here's the key. Don't let either reward or punishment control you. The Stoics never sought pleasure for its own sake, nor did they glorify suffering. They used both as tools to shape their character, to strengthen their resolve. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it. If it is not, then stop complaining." This is the spirit behind consequences. They're not there to break you. They're there to teach you. And when you reward yourself, let it be with things that elevate your spirit, not just distract your senses. A new book, a moment of silence, a night of true rest. Because every time you follow through, you're not just checking a box, you're proving to yourself that you are reliable, that you are someone who honors their word, and that identity being someone you can trust that's worth more than any reward. So remember, systems thrive when there are stakes. Give yourself reasons to stay on the path, and make sure those reasons push you not just toward comfort, but toward greatness. Part 6. Goal chaser versus system builder. Let's paint two pictures. Two people. Two paths. The first is the goal chaser. Every January, he sets massive resolutions. This year, I'll lose 30 pounds. I'll save $10,000. I'll read 50 books. He starts with fire in his eyes. He buys new shoes, new planners, new apps. For a while, he shines. But then life happens. Work gets busy. Motivation fades. And by March, the fire is gone. He's back to old habits, back to square one. And worse, he feels like a failure. Now picture the system builder. He doesn't make loud announcements. He doesn't declare to the world what he's going to achieve. Instead, he quietly builds routines. Every morning at 7, he moves his body. Every evening, he reads 10 pages. Every paycheck, he saves automatically. No drama, no hype, just consistency. Fast forward 1 year. The goal chaser is still dreaming, still chasing the same promises he made last year. But the system builder, he's transformed. He is stronger, wiser, healthier, and he didn't need fireworks to get there. He just built systems that carried him forward. This is the great divide. One man depends on willpower, the other depends on structure. One burns out, the other compounds. And compounding is the true magic. Small actions, repeated daily, grow into extraordinary results. Reading 10 pages doesn't sound like much, but in a year that's 12 books. Saving a small percentage doesn't sound like much, but in a decade, that's financial freedom. The Stoics knew this. Epictetus said, "Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily." Not yearly, not monthly, daily. So ask yourself, are you chasing goals that fade with time? Or are you building systems that make progress inevitable? Because in the end, the world doesn't reward declarations. It rewards consistency. And consistency belongs to the system builder. Part 7. Identity and Destiny. Here's the truth most people never realize. Your habits are not just actions. They are votes for the person you are becoming. Every choice you make, every system you repeat, is carving your identity day by day, moment by moment. You are not the goals you write on paper. You are not the dreams you talk about at parties. You are what you repeatedly do. Think about it. If you run every morning, you are no longer someone trying to be healthy. You are a healthy person. If you write every night, you are no longer someone who wants to be a writer. You are a writer. Identity is built through consistency. And once identity is forged, destiny follows. This is why the Stoics focused on practice, not performance. Marcus Aurelius did not say, "One day, I will be virtuous." He practiced virtue daily through journaling, through discipline, through self-control, until virtue became his nature. Seneca didn't claim resilience as a title. He lived it, moment after moment, by testing himself against hardship and discomfort. Epictetus, born in chains, built an inner identity no master could ever touch. And that identity became his freedom. So, let me ask you, what identity are you building with your systems today? Because every repeated action is laying down a brick. And those bricks will one day form the fortress or the prison of your character. If your systems are sloppy, your identity will be fragile. If your systems are disciplined, your identity will be unshakable. And here's the greatest gift. Once identity is aligned, effort feels lighter. You no longer force yourself to act disciplined. You simply live as the disciplined person you already are. That's why systems are more than routines. They are destiny in disguise. So stop asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, who do I want to become? Then build the systems that make that identity inevitable. Because in the end, identity is not found. It is built. And the systems you choose today will decide the destiny you live tomorrow. Conclusion. So, we've come full circle. Goals may sound impressive, but they shatter easily. Systems work quietly, yet they endure. The Stoics didn't chase goals. They built systems, daily practices that shaped their lives. Remember this: you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the strength of your systems. So don't ask, what do I want to achieve? Ask instead, what system will make this inevitable? Start today. Write down one system you'll commit to. Redesign one corner of your environment to support discipline. Set one small trigger to begin a habit. Because when you live inside a system, discipline becomes instinct, and instinct becomes identity. That new identity will shape your destiny. If this message resonates, tap like, subscribe, and share this journey with others. and in the comments, write just 3 words. I build systems,